Welcome to Cray podcast. My name is Courtney, better known as Curly Pecan Tan, and this is my co-host Chloe, better known as Cousin Chloe on Instagram. We are just two women, that are intensely enthusiastic about cultivating life and laughter with our lips since fall 2003. Please understand anything you see here is purely for entertainment purposes. This is not to be affiliated with any parties that we are both associated with as a unit or independently, as well as any unnecessary thoughts, ideas that could be used in conjunction
Junction, what's your function?
with outside entities. With that being said, this is episode 5, Smudge-Proof. Anyway, eyebrow razor. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Would you rather marry someone that you don't love or marry someone that doesn't love you?
So my answer for this is very simple. The love that I require is sometimes be considered very surface level. So I am very much so okay with marrying someone that doesn't love me. Because in reality, I just need you to like me a whole lot. And I'm going to like you a whole lot. But if you're married to me and you don't love me, you're going to eventually fall in love with me. So we good. So that is my very simple answer is I will marry someone that doesn't love me. But you got to at least like me. Disclaimer.
Okay.
What about you?
I would marry someone that I don't love. So I guess I would be that person that you're talking about. I think that love is fleeting. I want to like you overall. Like, I want to be able to sustain you for 10 minutes at a time. If I can like you 10 consecutive minutes in a conversation in a day, then I can grow to appreciate other things about you. Yeah, 10 minutes is a long time to really like somebody and deal with
10 consecutive minutes, like, or is it like 3 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 5 at night?
10 consecutive minutes. Like, if we can have a 10-minute conversation where you don't say anything to make me mad, I don't say anything to make you mad, I'm not rolling my eyes, I'm not thinking about something else that's going on. Like, I can really hone in and focus on the conversation that we're having for 10 minutes at a time, then by all means, I can probably sustain a relationship with you, because for me, I really need to be your friend first. And that's what leads me to have a friendship with somebody. If I can stand to be around you for 10 minutes and not want to run away, because there have been people where I have a whole conversation with them and I'm like, if they just don't hurry up and shut up, I don't care about nothing that they talking about. And it seems like they're trying really hard. So if I get that easiness feeling behind somebody, I can eventually learn to love you.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at there.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to our I've got my eye on you. What do you have your eye on this week, Chloe?
So I've intentionally been a little unplugged with the things going on in the world. So I've been tuned in to myself and my kitchen. So with the situation at hand, no restaurants and no going out. Yeah, I know Texas is open and all that, but as for me in my house,
live.
We ain't going nowhere. Me and my household.
38 hot in them streets.
They was in them streets starting and bopping, and I was at home praying and cooking. Thank you very much. Anyway, so what I have my eye on this week is my DIY kitchen projects. So I have been doing a lot of like baking things from scratch. I mastered a fabulous 1-carb keto flatbread vegan recipe. It is the bomb. Yes. So with all of these different ingredients and stuff that I have now acquired because I'm on my baking homemade from scratch stuff, I need containers. So I have been like all on the Target website and good old trusty Amazon, finding all these different things that I need to get my kitchen like the way I want my kitchen to be. Unfortunately, I don't have a huge kitchen, but the space that I do have, I'm learning to utilize it a lot better. So again, been real unplugged. And what I decided to do to focus on this week is my kitchen and getting all my different almond flour, coconut flour, chickpea flours, and all that. I want to put them in some little containers and stuff because right now they're still in the container from the store, and I'm having to like smush them up into the cabinet in the pantry. You know, I like a good organization, so yeah, that's what I have my eye on. What do you have your eye on? I think I have an idea.
You are extra chipper right now, and it's a lot. I need you to come down a couple levels. Something. Anyway, what I've got my eye on is I turned 35 in 12 days. My eye is really twitching. I'm just trying to make sure I'm ready. I'm trying to get there mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm trying to align all 7 of my chakras. I am drinking my water. I am stretching. I am breathing deeply. I'm twerking something real quick in the mirror every now and again, you know, dropping it like it's hot to make sure I still got it. And to really remember, I ain't dropped it like it's hot in a minute. I got to make sure, you know, I ain't got Megan Thee Stallion knees. But if you saw that video of 50-year-old Adina Howard popping it real quick, I got that. Like I can drive a boat right now.
Why you ain't send me the video? I don't think.
Okay. I gotta go back and I gotta find it and I'll send it to you.
Send that to.
But Adina Howard, she got it at 50. I can't like drop like that whole
Adina Howard though.
That whole
like,
driving the boat that Megan Thee Stallion doing should be rocking. Whew. I tried it. And I got my little round thing right here where I had to roll my body out. Okay, that is my body roller back there.
And you don't mean a body?
No, I meant like on my side, rolling on that same side for like 30 seconds to make sure I rubbed out that little muscle spasm. That was so I'm working on it. But other than that, I'm just trying to remember that I am a masterpiece and I am still a work in progress and being okay with where I'm at right now.
Yes.
And in 12 days, 35.
Yes.
Hey.
It's almost here. Anywho, so
inside of the house.
I'm super excited about you joining me in the 35 Club. It's an amazing place.
I might be 34 again, or maybe I'll backtrack to like 33. 33 was a good year. 32 was a really good year. 35, who knew? Okay, whatever. My bad.
The Lord knew. That's who knew. Okay. Now, to get into the heart of our episode, which is Smudge-Proof, we are talking about love, dating, relationships, love languages, all of the different things, and as it relates to standing strong in relationships and in love, hence the Smudge-Proof. Okay? So, I figured we start off with something kind of fun and lighthearted and tell like a couple of some of our little dating horror stories. But you can tell one, I'll tell one, and we'll move on from there. So I'll let you go first.
Okay. In my youth, in my 20s, when I was out there in them streets, making it do what it
Dotting,
do.
dotting.
I was on a few dating apps. So, of course, when you're on dating apps and you're having these conversations, eventually you're going to want to go out on a real date. So, I was asked to go on a date, and the date was at Barnes and Noble. And if you know me,
A bookstore.
I like books.
I know, but ain't nobody taking me on a date to no bookstore.
Well, not only was it in the bookstore, but we were in the B&N Cafe where they sell, the Starbucks coffee and the Cheesecake Factory cheesecake. So we had coffee and cheesecake. It was real low key, just real, real cute little vibe. It was different. I'd never had somebody take me on a date to a bookstore. Definitely appreciated that. Anyway, so we're having a conversation, and then it's going real good on straight down, and he swerved. He just went over a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay. He was of a different, he wasn't, he had some transparencies in his melanin.
You silly. So he was white. Thank you.
And he had gray hair and freckles.
Good.
So as we're talking, it just came across that I felt like he was trying entirely too hard. What I would guess was supposed to come off as a compliment was more so, you look like you can really cook a pork chop. Like, I bet you fry a pork chop so good. Look at you. I bet your pound cake is so buttery. I was waiting on him to ask me, how did I fry my chicken?
Shut up.
So, however, to preface this, I did share with him in those initial conversations about how I do like to cook. So I saw he was trying to make a connection. He was trying to relate to me, but he continued to swerve off that path when we went to the cookbook section, and he started pulling cookbooks and showing me what he would like for me to cook when I came over to his house. This isn't the bad thing. This isn't even the worst yet. So Barnes & Noble's is closing. We decide, we're going to go our separate ways. At least I did. He invited me out for a drink at Pluckers, and I declined. No, excuse me. Backtrack. He invited me out for a drink. I didn't know where he was wanting to go. My friends were at Pluckers, drinking, having a good time, doing what we do on a Friday or a Saturday night. I say I'm going with them because I wanted to do something else. Now, I didn't tell him that. I told him I was going home. Okay? So I walk up in Pluckers. I'm up there with my little, big old frosty mug of beer. And I hit that left, child. It's a little man.
He was there.
And I'm looking at him, and it's like,
did you speak?
No. Because there was nothing to talk about. There was nothing to talk about.
You could have waved at the man.
No, there was nothing to talk about. There was not going to be a second date. And he definitely looked at me. He was like, yeah, I'm here.
And he was like,
yeah. Strong neck. Yeah. Swivel. I don't see you. You don't see me.
Wow.
And I kept it moving. You're up. He all right. Look.
Poor guy.
He found him another little melanin queen that fell in love with them freckles and probably was frying him up.
All the pork chops.
All the pork chops.
Baking him all the cornbread
on the side with some collard greens and all that stuff. I wasn't gonna be his token black girl.
Oh Lord Jesus. Well, mine is a little interesting. So I'm standing in the line. This was years and years ago, but I'm standing in the line at the Walmart.
You get married.
Our first date with my husband it started off good, there was a part that was bad, and then of course clearly it worked out because we're here. We here now.
5 years later.
Hello. Anyway, so I'm sorry, it's already bad. So I'm in the Walmart.
Tell us, we want to laugh.
And no, because I'm thinking about the date itself. I'm gonna tell you because you're gonna laugh. So legit, I'm in the Walmart, standing in the checkout line. This guy's behind me, and he gives me a compliment, and I'm like, "Thank you." And he just kept saying how pretty I was, and I was like, "Thank you." And I check out, I get my stuff, and I, start walking out the store. And he checked out, and he kind of, "Hey, excuse me," behind me, and I'm like, "Oh, did I forget something?" And he was like, "No, I was just wondering, I think you're really beautiful. I'd love to get to know you," those typical lines. He's like, "I'd love to get to know you. Would you be, can I get your phone number, basically? Can I get your phone number? I'd love to take you out." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then he was like, "Do you live in this area?" Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Houston, that matters because Houston is big, 4th largest city in the United States. So if you live on the north side, you don't date past downtown most of the time. So where you live in Houston affects your dating life big time. So it was relevant for him to ask, where, like, do I live in this part of town? So I was like, "Yeah, I do." He's like, "Okay, well, I'd love to connect with you, take you out, just get to know you. You seem like you're a cool person." I was like, "Okay, cool." So I give him my phone number. Go to my car. He goes, "We are separate ways." So like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks pass, and I don't hear from the guy. So at this point, I'm just like, well, maybe he really wasn't interested. I ain't really tripping. So one day I get this random phone call from a random phone number. And this is during the time where I still kind of answer my phone all the time. So I answer my phone, and it's him. "Hey, beautiful." "Hello?"
That's always the trigger word. "Hey, beautiful."
Is it, "Hey, beautiful"? "Hello? Who is this?" And so he was like, "It's me," or whatever. I honestly don't even remember the guy's name. But anyway, he said his name. I was like, "Oh, hey." And he was like, "I can explain." And I was like, "I mean, I'm not really tripping. Clearly you weren't interested, we good." So he was like, "No, I had a situation with my mom. She had to go to the hospital. I had to make sure she was straight, get her taken care of." And he's like, "I was really trying to figure out a way for us to hang out, but mom comes first or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, I can respect that. Oh, that's sweet. You want to take care of your mom?" Oh. So not tripping. So he's like, "Man, I'd love to take you to Applebee's this Saturday." "Where?"
Applebee's is disgusting.
"You want to tell me where?" "Applebee's." I said, "Well, okay, well, that's fine." I'm like, expectations are already starting to drop if you first dates at Applebee's. I mean, not saying you gotta just, $50 steakhouse me at the time, but Applebee's?
Yeah, that's gross.
Anywho,
Don't take me to Applebee's.
Huh?
Don't take me to no Applebee's. We had
So
that. Yo.
So I'm like, okay, cool. So
me TGI Fridays me with no Applebee's.
Exactly. But on that side of town there wasn't one. Either way, so
guess we ride
get to
I said, "I guess we riding out then."
Girl, hush. Anyways, so we get to the anyway, so he's like, we go Saturday. It's like, "Sure, that's fine. I'm off. No big deal." So I go, and I was like, he was like, "Can I pick you up?" "No, you cannot." I was like, "You can meet me there." So I go, get there, I meet him there. And so I don't see him. He told me what he was driving. I don't see the car. I don't see nobody standing outside. Okay. I call a couple times. He don't answer. I'm like, this Negro, this stood me up again.
Bro.
Oh, we finna have a problem. About 5 minutes so, he come pulling in the parking lot. I see him. He walks up to the car. And I was like, "Is that FUBU?" He had on FUBU. Now, FUBU came out when we were in
old was
grade school. I don't remember. He was older than
like
me.
Daddy? Did he look like Daddy?
No.
Grandpa.
No. No daddy, no grandpa. He looked a little older than me.
The uncle.
But we'll give you that. Uncle. Uncle or older big brother. Like you got an older brother, and he like the oldest one. And
From
like
your daddy.
Oh, your daddy's side. Anyway, so he walks up, he has on FUBU, and I'm like,
oh, was it a jersey?
It was the whole unit. FUBU jeans, FUBU jersey. Sir, you know what year it is? First of all, ain't FUBU out bankrupt by now? Where you find this stuff at? Either way, I said all that to say, we go inside of the Applebee's. The lady asked if we want to sit in the bar area or if we want to sit in the dining room area. The only reason it's relevant is because of what I'm about to say after this. He was like, let's sit in the bar area. He's like, I know I can get service there. So I'm thinking like, oh, maybe you've been here before and your cell phone signal don't work in the left side of the restaurant or something. So, you gotta sit in the middle. That's what I thought. But we sit down. The lady comes over. She's like, here's some waters. I'll be back to take your order. I was like, okay, cool. So, we're doing the formalities. Oh, where you from? All the first date stuff or whatever. And we're talking, and I realized we had been talking for a hot minute. I was like, is she gonna come take our order? And he was like, oh man. I was like, what? He was like, man, I hate when this happens. He's like, I'll be right back. I'm like, okay, red flag number one. You hate when what happened? But he left. So I'm thinking like, oh, you the man, you're gonna get up and go see what's going on with with the servers or whatever. So he comes back. He's like, she said she'll be over here in just a second. I was like, okay, cool. So we're talking probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes probably passed again. Stomach start to do a little. So I'm like, so where's she at? Man, I hate when this happens. See, they don't never want to serve me. Man, I'm just so ugly. Like, man, if I wasn't so ugly, they would serve us. Man, I'm so sorry. Like, everywhere I go, they don't want to serve me because I'm so ugly. Excuse me, what? I said, what? I said, so what you're saying is you have this problem all the time? Like everywhere you go? Because I was confused. Because I did not think he was ugly. First of all, if I thought you were unattractive, you wouldn't have gotten my phone number. So he wasn't, and like real talk, he was not an ugly guy. But clearly, he got some self-esteem issues he needed to work on. With him. So to wrap up this story, I decided, I was like, you know what, we just gonna call it a night. Because at this point, we had been sitting there at this point probably a good hour. And I like food and I like to eat. If you gonna take me to a restaurant, I need to eat something. We get up, we walk out, he's like, no, you don't understand. Like, I can take you somewhere else. And I'm like, sir, if you have issues getting service because of your face or whatever you think it is, what restaurant we gonna go to that you're gonna get food from? Just let me know. Because as of right now, I'm gonna have to stop by the daggone Burger King on my way home to give me something to eat because you ugly. Like, or you think you ugly.
Because you ugly.
Because you ugly.
We ain't eat because you ugly.
We ain't eat because you ugly. That's basically what happened because that's what he said. He literally was like, this happens to him all the time. Nobody will serve him because he's so unattractive and because he is so ugly. And I wish I was telling a story, but no, this is the God honest truth. And I was just like, no. And he was like, well, can we try to do this again? We can't do it again. He was like, can you just please just let me know you made it home. I can, you want some money? I can pay for you something. No, you keep you and your money over there. I'm gonna go to my car. Have a good night. I was nice enough to let him know I made it home, and that was it. He sent me this long, huh?
I might have got him for his money though.
At that point, I was just like, man, forget it. So I sent him a text and I said, I made it home. This man sent this long thesis explaining like he's so sorry and he wishes I just give him another chance. Goodbye. goodbye. No. Mm-mm. No. This we ain't headed down the aisle no time soon, sir. That the love is gone. We good. No, thank you. So speaking of love, let's talk about our love languages. For those of you who are not familiar with the 5 love languages, they are physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, and receiving gifts. And there's a quiz you can do online. If you just Google 5 love languages, you can take the quiz and you will find out what your top love languages are. So what are yours, Courtney?
I score high, 10 on each one, each time I take it. I'm a dime, what can I say?
You can say what your love languages are.
Words of affirmation, quality time.
Uh-huh.
Always and forever.
Always and forever. Okay, body roll.
I'm trying to get that 35 thing back.
You're silly. Mine are, I hate you right now. Mine are, my top equally are physical touch, words of affirmation,
Really?
and receiving gifts.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So do you feel how do you feel about your love languages, that your top ones are? How do you feel like they reflect who you are? Do you feel like they're accurate?
Yes. Sorry, this twitching eye is beastly. Like, it's been going for like 2.5 weeks now. Like, it just will not stop. Okay. I don't do that because that triggers my eye.
That's how you look. Anywho.
So, yes, I think that my love languages are accurate with the way that I was brought up. Everything was, let's do it together. Let's do it as a unit. Let's do this as a family. No person left behind. So things as simple as, no matter how old we were, everybody able to drive, everybody could possibly drive themselves. We're all going to church together in the same car. Like, nobody's going to drive themselves to church. It was also looking like, hey, I need to go drop this key off to somebody. Come ride with me. It looked like we're all sitting outside on the porch. Nobody's saying anything to anybody, but we're still out there together. It also looked like having a disagreement with the family, but still understanding that I still love you, I still respect you, I just don't agree with you in this moment now. So that has definitely shaped the way I am in not just friendship relationships, but also romantic relationships as well. Professional, not so much, but
that's different. That's different.
Yeah. But it's still a relationship.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So, I'll tree of yours. Those shaped.
My 3 genuinely are very accurate. Let's just be real about it. It stems from me.
Oh no, I'm your best friend. I know.
It stems from me being raised as an only child. Growing up, I got. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Anywho, so I feel like because I was the person who got the hugs, I got the, hey, you did a good job, or hey, you're great at that. And I got the random, I come home from school, there's a gift on my bed. Like, that transferred into my adult life, into my dating life. Because I was raised and taught that love should be tangible and love should be evident no matter what. So I appreciate being held. I appreciate being touched randomly. I love a good compliment. I appreciate when somebody's out and they see a gift or they see something that reminds me of reminds them of me, and they're like, hey, let me get this for Chloe. So that's just, it's very, very, very accurate. And it's funny because all of those love languages do require like attention, for me to really know that you like love me. So when you're doing things to show me that you love me by touching me, by telling me, giving me compliments or affirming my decisions or whatever, excuse me, affirming my decisions or buying me things, I'm like, oh yeah, you love me. I know you love me. Like it's the truth. So it definitely stems from how I was raised. So I feel like mine are very accurate. But speaking of them being accurate, do you ever wish that you either like love differently or like that you had different top love languages? Because in the quiz you possess all five. Like I possess acts of service rather. Yeah, I possess acts of service and quality time, but they're lower on my scale. And you also, same way, receiving gifts and acts of service, those things are still on your scale, but they're just lower. So do you ever feel like any of them maybe should be higher, or physical touch too?
I sometimes, when it comes to my romantic relationships, I do sometimes wish I was a physical touch person. I run away from hugs. I'm not really a hand holder kind of girl. This has,
I don't like holding hands either. That's probably my little asterisk on physical touch. I don't really like holding hands.
like physical touch, because after I'm like, okay, I'm hot. This is uncomfortable. When close to me, I hear you breathing in my ear. It's moving like my sideburns. It's low key like glasses. You know the little hair right here. It, it's a lot. Um, so I do wish I was more receptive of that. And because I'm not receptive to it, that also somewhat makes it difficult for me to give it. And it's become increasingly difficult the older I've gotten. I think I could kind of move my way around it when I was younger, but the older I've got, I'm kind of like, bruh, why? Why are you so close? Why you gotta be right here? Why are you talking? Like, it's just.
So your quality time isn't really stemmed around, like, well, you kind of said that at first when you said about your family, y'all can just be in the house, or
like you ain't gotta touch. Like we don't have to
talk. We don't have to actually.
Like I can be on the couch with.
I just need to feel your presence.
Yeah, like we can be on the couch together, and I can be like, "This is so nice. We're just sitting here, and we can like share a blanket and everything, but you ain't gotta touch me." Like, don't start rubbing my feet. Don't start like getting closer. Like, I don't need it.
Mm-hmm. Whereas I'm like, I'm gonna put my feet on you.
I mean, I'll put my feet underneath you if I'm cold.
Yeah, no, I'm putting my feet on you because I want you to rub them, like, touch me.
I think the difference is, if I'm going to have a physical touch, I want to be the one who initiates it. Like, don't you come bring yourself to me. Let me get to you first. Like, let me start it and then finish it. But don't. Let me be the lovey-dovey person. But I think that also speaks to when I do give somebody physical touch, excuse me, because I don't give it often. In my romantic relationships, the men have definitely like, oh, she likes me because she never likes to give hugs. She is not really about like kissing out in public. She's not about that touchy type yucky love stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's mine.
I think for me, sometimes I wish that I appreciated acts of service a little bit more, because like, yeah,
Of course, that's on
huh?
that's right underneath mine. So it's
Yeah, no,
words of
mine's,
information, quality time, acts of service. So it's 10, 10, then 7 is my acts of service.
yeah, like I genuinely, I feel like I kind of wish I appreciated those a little more, because I think for myself, being in those like longer term relationships that I've had in the past, things would be done for me and I'd be like, that's great, but where's my gift? Or that's great, but tell me I'm pretty. Or that's great, touch me. Um, so it's like,
that was real nice, but thanks for putting gas in the car, but come touch my leg.
Basically, like, gas is great. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, of course.
Get back in the car, just reach over and touch my leg.
Hello. I'll
just be in the car with them while they go get the gas.
No,
pump it.
For me, yeah, pump the gas, but bring me some out the stove. That's how I know you love me. Bring me some out the stove.
I just want to go for the ride.
Nope. Bring me some out the stove. So, but one thing, I kind of wrote this down and I kind of want to make sure I say it, because I said that sometimes I do feel like I had different top love languages, simply because from a toxic relationship that I had in the past, I thought about like, and this was actually a recent conversation that I had with one of my other girlfriends. We were talking about that relationship and I was like, why did I stay? Like,
who's your other friend?
Girl, hush. Anyways, I was trying to figure out why I stayed and like why I endured so much just horribleness. And I was like, deep down, he knew how I saw love. He knew that as long as I'm physically touching her, as long as I'm telling her the things she wants to hear, as long as I'm buying her things, then
I know the relationship you're referencing.
Yeah, as long as I'm buying her things, then that'll overshadow all the bad stuff. And a lot of times, realistically, again, in retrospect, that's genuinely what happened. But I said he loved me how I need to be loved so much that it blinded me to how much else I wasn't getting from him. And of course, in retrospect, he was actually just manipulating me, because if you're going to love me in those manners, that's all great, fine, and dandy, but don't manipulate me with the way that I receive love, because it's not genuine. That's not pure. So speaking of love and how love makes us feel, like, how do you know that you're in love? Like, how do you react to love? Like, when it comes in, pow, 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 like Carrie Hilson says, it comes in and it knocks you down. Like, how do you react to love? Like, how do you truly just know you're in love? Like, are you the butterflies? Are you the, like, what's your approach?
I run from love. Period. Full stop. Go. Do not collect $200.
$200.
Like, I run like a marathon across the United States. What else you need to know? No.
I asked 3 questions. I was
wild. I know I'm in love when I react to that person differently. If we get into an argument and I want to continue making sure that we're good in the end, if I feel like
10 minutes coming up.
If I want to talk through that process and make sure that we're both understood and we're both heard, I know I'm in love. If I am seeking like your opinion on things, like what do you think about this? And I'm very headstrong. I like what I like. I really don't want anybody else to, I don't want anybody else's, I don't need anybody else's input. I'm one of those people, I don't need anybody to go shopping with me. I know what I want. I know I can go in there and I can get out of there. But if I'm FaceTiming you, if I'm calling you, if I'm having conversations about the things that I'm interested in and I want your input, I like you. If I go to the nail shop and I'm asking you, hey boo, what color? Little things like that, just to make where you have your input on my life somewhat. And especially if I am wanting to see you with like your friends and your family. That's really big to me. Like I need to see what you look like in different areas of your life. Like it's one thing for us one-on-one, but what do you like with your homeboys? Do you bring me around the homies? Are they comfortable enough having any kind of conversation? What about when you are around your family? What are those conversations like? How are you treating the elderly people in your family? So all of those aspects go into what makes it work for me, what keeps me interested, what makes me be in love with someone. Butterflies, I don't know.
Me butterfly.
It's been a grip since I've had real butterflies. Chloe, are you done?
I'm sorry, that's my sound.
Okay. Well, like I said, it's been a minute since I've had real true butterflies. I'll get butterflies in the moment of anxiousness, but like butterflies that I used to have when I was younger, I haven't had them, which is scary.
For you, yeah.
Yeah. But what I've also recognized that the older I've gotten, love for me is it's something I do. It's a logical thing. Yeah. It's no longer I'm going off of these feelings. I'm more intentional about the love that I give and the way that I want to receive it. But I still have a hard time going back and forth with those because I know it's something that's a logical constraint, but sometimes I'm still looking for those butterflies. I'm still trying to see, am I gonna get them? Are they gonna come? Am I playing myself? Am I looking for them never to come? So I have a lot of questions about my butterflies, but I'm Gucci.
Really?
I try to be.
Yeah. Well,
I'm doing better.
You are. You really are. Big pat on the back for you. Anywho, so for me, I am that person. I don't really embrace fully the love that I be feeling. Like, I can know that I love someone, and I'm like, nah. So I don't run from it. I embrace that it's there, but I don't tell nobody. Like, it's just, you're just gonna know how I feel. But as far as me be like, I love you. It's funny because it took me some time to admit that I was in love with my now husband. So it was a very big internal struggle. Like I was texting my group chat and like, hey, I love him, but I ain't told him. And I don't want to tell him because I don't know what's going to happen if I tell him that I love him. What should I do? And they're like, tell him you love him. I was like, why?
Well, did he say it first?
Yeah, he had said it. I ain't say nothing.
How long until you said it?
probably about a year later.
Damn, Chloe.
What? I mean, he knew. We here. Here.
Yeah, because you got the ring. But a year?
But
a year?
Yeah, he knew. But I feel like
interview your husband at some point. Be like, bruh, did you know? Because I'm pretty sure he gonna be like, nah, I ain't know.
He knew. Thank you.
I don't think he knew.
I feel like you have to learn to like love someone and determine like what level of like tolerance that you have for the things that you're not in love with. Does that make sense? But on the flip side, once I do like love you, it's hard for me not to love you anymore. And that's even when you've probably done me wrong or broken my heart. There's still a level of love for you. So it's like once I love you, I love you. But when we're talking about butterflies, I'd heard on a different show, a podcast, and they were interviewing like a clinical psychologist or something like that. I can't remember that. I was trying to look for it when we were getting ready for this episode, but I couldn't find it. But talking about the butterflies are technically like a real thing, and it's a actual like chemical like reaction, scientific reaction that's happening in your body that makes you have that feeling when you meet that person, especially if it's someone new. So it doesn't have to necessarily mean like, oh, that person, you're in love with them or you're smitten with them. It's like you say, like you talked about knowledge and all that stuff. It's just it's a chemical reaction to like, this is new. This is, yeah. So
you have them or not?
I don't remember everything. I just told you I didn't have the whole podcast.
I just need to know, am I supposed to be having butterflies?
I see, but for me, I don't believe in butterflies. I don't believe in, I have to have these just, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. I don't have to have those feelings. Because again, I'm the person that learns to love you. So I learn to love you in spite of, I learn to love you through whatever you're dealing with. I learn to love you based on your behaviors towards me and other people and environments that we're in, like very similar to what you already said. So I'm not a butterfly person. I don't believe in the butterflies because, I just don't.
See, I want all that in addition to.
No, I don't need no. Well, never mind. I don't need all that. So what is
disgusting?
Wrapping up our love discussion, what has love taught you? You're approaching 35. I'm 35. It's like Charlotte says on Sex and the City, I've been dating since I was 15. Where is he? So like,
where is he at?
Where is he? But what has love like taught you? Like, what has been like the greatest lesson that love has taught you so far?
That love is ever changing, ever moving. Love is fluid. It cannot become stagnant. If either one of you is completely stuck in their ways and not able to bend, not able to see the other person's point of view, then it's not going to work. I want to spend the rest of my life getting to know the person whose last name I have. I want to grow together rather than apart. I want to see where this is going to take us. So, and I need you to teach me something, kind of like that Nicki line Nicki Minaj, when she was with Drake and Lil Wayne. Teach me, give me brain like NYU. I mean, she wasn't talking about the brain that I'm talking about, but I'll take both of them. Okay. So I'll take both of them.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Take
Are you done?
both of them.
Okay, both.
Both
BOFF,
of them. Both
both
of
of
them.
them. I'm here for
And
both of them.
that's just what I think. Like, how are you helping me? How are you growing me? How are we helping each other attain different parts of our lives? Like, that's what I look for, especially now that I'm about to be like smack dab in the
In
middle.
the middle.
Yeah, I'm looking for somebody who's not just a love interest, but a partner. Like, how are we gonna partner this business together? This marriage is a business.
It is a contract.
Yeah. Ready to sign my name on the dotted line, people.
People, you trying to marry everybody?
I mean,
Never mind. Don't. No. Don't
nah, I'm not into polygamy, but I'm ready.
All right.
And this is on a tangent. I'm gonna let you get to your point real quick, but let me hop on this real quick because that triggered something for me. It is very inappropriate to ask a woman why she is not married, why she is not engaged, why she is not in a relationship. You don't know what's going on with that woman. You don't know if she was in a relationship and just got out of one. You don't know if she even wants to be married. Like, stop asking women what's the matter with you because you're not married. The number of times that I have been asked that since the height of 2020 has begun is ridiculous. Ain't nothing the matter with me. What's the matter with y'all?
And whoop.
Like, there's nothing the matter, in my opinion, there's nothing the matter with me. I might chop you down real quick, but that just means you need to come a little harder. You need to be, gotta be quicker than that. You can't, like, if I get back with you, you can't act like you're feeling sorry. Like, you gotta jump back up. You gotta be like one of them little Gumby things that be out there in the, when the wind hit them and the wind flip them back, you gotta come back forward. And you gotta be okay with what I'm saying to you.
All
And
right.
here's a whole text message.
All right. No.
A complete fool. So that is what I feel.
What love has taught you. Okay.
Don't be Gumby. I was gonna say a bad word. Don't be.
Do not.
Don't be Gumby. Just
No.
bounce back. I got a mouth on me.
Just let me know when you're finished.
I'm ready.
All right.
My shoulders are killing. Everything's twitching over here.
All right. So to wrap up what I feel my greatest lesson in love has taught me, love should not be manipulated in order to be obtained. I hinted about it earlier, and that has been the greatest lesson. When you manipulate a situation in order to make someone love you, that is not how love works. Love should be genuine and sincere. And if it's not genuine and sincere, it will not last. I also feel like love has taught me that time doesn't matter. You talked about your 10-minute thing earlier, but I feel like we often try to put this time restriction or time frame on when love should happen in relationships and in life. But you can genuinely love someone immediately. I believe in love at first sight. I've not experienced it. Well, kind of, but I've not experienced it to that level, but I do believe in love at first sight. But I also believe that there are some people who have to learn to love, who have to grow in love. Excuse me. And I see nothing wrong with that. And I genuinely feel like love should be unconditional. Like, at the end of the day, if you love me for who I am, love me for how I am, want me to grow. What?
you about to cry?
No.
It was shaky.
Because my throat is dry.
Right.
Love me for who I am. Love me for who I want to be, want to become, and help me to get there. But definitely make sure that love is unconditional. So that is the smudge-proof part of our show today. So let us transition into Made Me Blush. And my Made Me Blush is really very simple. It's super sweet, kind of embarrassing, to be honest with you. So I have this habit of, if I'm in the grocery store, I be smiling at people, saying how you doing, all that good stuff, cracking jokes. And I noticed that I be
Friendly.
smiling at
Just
people
extra. Just friendly.
when I feel like being friendly.
All the time.
That's actually not true. Thank you. I noticed recently that I be smiling at people and they don't smile at me back. You know why they don't smile at me back? Because they have on a mask.
It's our new way.
And I have on my mask. So they don't notice that I'm smiling at them. Or they don't hear me when I say, like, oh, I like your shirt.
Your dumb self is out in these streets. Basically talking to yourself.
Yep, at the grocery store. I don't be in the streets. Grocery store, work, home. Those are my 3 places right now. So during this quarantine, I was embarrassed because this other person did not have on a mask. And I literally was like, oh my gosh, I like your shirt. And they just kept walking. And I was like, rude? And then I realized.
Were you talking loud enough for them to hear you? Like you
can't even tell my mouth was moving or doing. You don't even know what I'm doing behind my mask right now. So yeah, that's what made me blush. Go ahead.
Mine was good. I received a compliment. Several. And they made me blush.
Well, that's sweet.
Like I couldn't let it on, I was like, okay, I peep game. Appreciate you. Had to hurry up and text Chloe about it. Like, girl, let me tell you.
Let me tell you. I was like, Anywho, wrap this thing up now.
All right.
Long.
So, our lip of the week.
Do you have on a lip?
Yes, I do.
Okay. It's like your third. We on episode 7, and it's like your 3rd nude. I just want to throw that out there. Anyways,
it's not. It's episode 5, and this is okay. All right.
Yeah.
I had 2 like back to back, like popping lips.
You did. I'm very proud. Anywho,
my go-to. This is where I live. This is
we
comfort.
are going to start, and we are gonna talk about my lip. It is the Lip Bar pencil. It's called Straight Face, and it is red, and it is colored rain. And this is called Spiked Punch, and it's kind of an orangey color. So the reason I picked this lip this week is because, again, it's straight face and spiked punch. So since we're talking about love and relationships and all that, I feel like love should be taken seriously. That's where the straight face comes from. But I also feel like love should be fun, enjoyable, and exciting, which is where the spiked punch comes from. So put a little spiked punch and a little straight face together, and that's truly what I feel like love should be. You should enjoy love. Love should make you happy. Love should make you excited. But love is something that should be taken seriously and not manipulated and taken advantage of. So what is your lip of the week?
Well, per usual, I don't have my lips in front of me. However, comma, I can tell you exactly what's on my site. Um, it is, per usual, all MAC. My outline of my lips, my lip liner is cork. My lipstick is Pillow Talk, and the little sheen, the little glitter flecks are Oh Baby. That's my lip gloss.
Oh, baby.
That's exactly what I thought about when I dabbed it on. So Pillow Talk, unfortunately, is discontinued. So I use it sparingly. It goes into what I enjoy about relationships. It's that pillow talk, it's that intimacy with someone in the early morning hours or the late nights. I live for a late night, early morning conversation. Um, the cork is just everything that seals it up, that you can either seal it together with the conversation the two of you are having, or you can uncork it and you can get down to the absolute nitty gritty of the conversation. But above it all, you're going to seal it up and you're going to love each other and you're going to say, oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
You ain't got to make it nasty.
I didn't. I made it sensual.
You did.
Love is sensual. Oh, baby. It is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, friends, cousins, and family. It is time for the final spray. The final spray. The final spray. We gotta get some theme music. Anywho, all right, so episode recap. The final spray, we talked about love. So many things I got to tell you. Okay. Anyways, we talked about love. We talked about love languages. We strongly encourage people to, will you stop body rolling?
Gotta work it out.
Anywho, we talked about love. We talked about love languages. Strongly encourage you to do.
Keep talking.
I cannot keep talking when you are body rolling in front of me. Anywho, I strongly encourage you to take the 5 love languages quiz. It's super awesome. It may teach you some things about yourself. And there's some follow-up materials and different studies that have been done on the 5 love languages and how they relate to who you are, as well as if you have a partner in your life that may have different love languages than you have, you can then learn how to love that person based on those love languages. So
why did your eyes get big like that?
Because you're yawning. Nevertheless, join us next week for our episode titled Cruelty Free Brand, where we are going to talk about if you don't like it, don't use it, throw that mess out. Meaning, we're talking about toxicity in relationships, toxicity in life, how to avoid it. What do you need to do to stop being toxic to other people? So this is very, very good, especially in the time of people testing each other's communication and connections with the fact that people are quarantined. And I see all these different memes talking about, well, if this person ain't checked on you, they're really not your friend. Either way.
It's the yawning.
We're going to deal with that. So, again, new episode is uploaded next Wednesday. So, what else you got to say, Courtney, to close us out?
Whoa. I want you to share, repost to 5 friends, 3 cousins. Tell them that you enjoyed watching. Thank you for watching us. Make sure you like and subscribe. Don't miss our next episode. Make sure you're following our personal pages, Curly Pecan Tan, Cousin Chloe, as well as our podcast page.
Podcast. Oh.
Podcast. It's a cat. To Cray podcast, and
clearly to Cray.
Of course, somebody email us. We got a whole email. Email us. Tell us what you're looking at. Tell us what you think. Just share.
Put a dot on the email. We just want to get an email.
Dang, we ain't that desperate.
I am. I want.
Yeah, so stop emailing me from the email.
Cut the thing out. I ain't even talking no more.